Hello. Yes, I know there's no music playing right now. I just didn't set it up because I don't know. I'm probably gonna listen to something not chill beats. I can see if people like it without music or not. For all the few people that show up, because I'm streaming way too late. Yeah. So let's see. So at the end of last stream, I was not sure what to do with the suit, and then I just kind of stared at it for a while, and then I just decided to YOLO do what my original idea was, which was a gold suit. We may do some designs on it, but I just kind of very quickly after the stream sketched in what I was thinking, primarily focusing here, getting some other areas up, but you can see I didn't touch the back at all. A, it's the back, and B, just wanted to quickly get my idea down. I know some people like the blue a lot, but I think I like this better. So, oh well. So let's see. Here I'm going to get some music for myself playing, and then we'll just paint for a little bit. So this will not be that's the wrong thing to mute. That's the right thing to mute. So I'm gonna play some stuff on my own. Let's see. Let's go with that. Yeah. We'll have some mail time stuff later. We had a few things arrive this week. Well, not too much later, but you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna get all the colors I was using all mixed up. If I can find them. There we go. Okay, let's see what else is going on. So sorry for starting this stream really late. No, just kind of tired today. So I need to just sit for a while. Here we can take a look at the other thing I was working on this week, or one of the other things. I was working on a couple projects this week. So here's the progress on this base. I was shaving some stuff, which is why there's a bunch of frilly things. But the more greener stuff I was doing this afternoon. It seems so set. So basically I'm using like a mix of milliput and green stuff, and then the more green stuff is more green stuff, and then the more green parts are more green stuff. The less green parts are more milliput. And the really tan parts are just pure milliput, because I just mixed it up and slapped it on to try to even stuff out a little bit more. Still need to do another layer of that. And then I was trying to figure out what to put on these side pillars. So I've shown some of this stuff before. Like we have the little cast we made from that shield. So that's probably going to go there on each side. You can see I put a little lion head on the center. And then I have these little wolf heads that I sanded off some plates. Some plate bit things. So those will go there, and then below that I was debating for a while what to do, but I took some bits that I had left over to make these cross swords, So those will go under there, and the wolf head will kind of jut into there. But I only had 2 of these swords. So initially I was thinking, oh, I have these axes, so let's make the same thing but out of axes. But like it takes up a lot of space, and like the wolf head doesn't sit as nicely in there, so like it gets very crowded. So this afternoon, used the blue stuff to make another mold of the swords. You can see it didn't go quite great, but I think I can just sand that down and be good once this is a little bit more cured. It's almost there, but so milliput will like cure in 4 hours, or like it's hard enough to handle. Maybe I should just make another cast. It's kind of goofy. I could just maybe carve away at that, make it look like it's weathered. We'll see. I'll mess around with it. But yeah, like I found I usually need to wait milliput to sit overnight before I can start like really sanding it and such. So yeah, let's make sure. There's my swords. Yeah. So not perfect. I don't know if I could get a better cast if I try to make the mold again, but we'll see. Probably better to just try and carve that into what I want. Okay. And the other thing I was working on this week was the relay project, but I won't show that just for the spoilers, since yada yada yada. We're gonna do some like sort of molding here. You can see I started to do it on these bits. Try to add a little bit more detail to the molding that's there. Learning a lot about sculpting and how to be better about it throughout this. Like it's not perfect, but I'm getting slightly more efficient at it as I go on, and better at learning like how much stuff I need to mix up. So that's nice. And then, speaking of the relay, just while we're talking, our first bit of nail time, I received mine, the one that I get from the relay. So how the relay works is we each sent a unpainted mini to someone next in the chain, and then we paint that mini and send it to the next person in the chain. We're doing it all like in the US right now, so we don't have to worry about crazy shipping times or crazy expensive shipping. So this is painted by Mumford or Tex Red, who comes by every now and then. Yeah, this is the Smog Drummer from Kingdom Death. So it's cool. It's nice to see other people's painted stuff in person. Okay. And I just screwed up my palette. Great. I bumped into my water cup, and now everything's like that. Let's see what we can do about this. Let's just put more paint, I guess. Let's move the water cup slightly farther back, you dum-dum. Okay. And we'll just use that blue that's there. Okay. Let's see what else happened this week. I got my Spira shipping notification, so that's exciting for the Orc Hunter bust. There's a new volume of Tint Ink magazine, the magazine that we looked at a couple times. That I'm probably gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna try to pick it up right away, just because shipping's kind of a lot from AK. But usually there's a couple U.S. shops that'll carry it, so I might try to grab it from them when they get it. But it's got an article from Eric Swinson on how to do like drop shadows. So if you've looked at the Chimera Kickstarter, he painted the box art for the mounted Alistair, whatever her name is, the main lady, the main paladin lady. And it's got these lovely cast shadows on it. He also painted, which is the subject of the article, is the 75 mil orc that Hera Models released recently, which also has some really cool like drop cast shadows on it. Yeah, so kind of doing like slightly different painting than I have been. Well, I mean, not too different. Using lots of thinner layers and trying to keep the blue tones that were there alive. I feel like you can kind of see the blue still there. I kind of like how that looks. So I want to keep that up. I also do want this to be a relatively shiny suit. The new Tint Ink magazine also has an article. It's an interview with Keigo Murakami, who is a really talented painter from Japan. If you follow me on Instagram, you've definitely seen me share some of his whips and stuff. And I think it's nice that AKA has done some dumb things, but I think it's nice that they're like taking time to like kind of reach out to a non-European painter, because there's a lot of great painters in Asia that, and like, I don't know, like the American and European, like Australian and all that stuff, kind of like those painting circles seem to like mix a bit more. And then the Asian painters kind of seem to do their own thing. But it's cool that there's like more interaction between everybody. What else is going on? The Rivenstone Kickstarter launched this week. I don't remember if we talked about that earlier this week or not. It seemed pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Broken Anvil stuff. and they are doing a like painting day on Twitch tomorrow. So they're collaborating with the guy they have do their normal streams, which is like Josh Davis Miniatures. But they're also pairing up with like Zambies, Shoshi's Miniatures, um, Lapelius, and Brush for Hire, I think. So they're all going to be doing streams tomorrow painting Rivenstone figures, which is neat. Oops, sorry. Fat head got in the way. And then, what else? Watched Moon Knight this week. I think this was like the first episode that I would say like was like I've enjoyed the show so far. I think it's been fun, but it's just kind of there. I wouldn't say it's like must watch TV, but like I would say like if you like the actors in it and you're like kind of silly fun, go ahead and watch it. But I would say like this is the first like episode that's like pretty good. But I'm concerned that they're not going to be able to wrap up everything they have set up in one episode, which is all that's left. But we'll see. I mean, they don't have to wrap up absolutely everything, but because they could always either have a season 2 or have him pair up in something else. There was also a Kingdom Death update today, and no mention of the big expansion that's supposed to come out or the status of it. So great, good stuff. Okay, I do think we're definitely going to be making the that better. The shirt's kind of a little pinkish right now. I want it to be much more like darker red, but we'll get to that much later. I think tonight just going to kind of primarily focus on the main lighting and color of the suit. I feel like I should definitely do some sort of freehand on it in terms of patterns. Like, I think it'd be a missed opportunity not to, and I think it would be a good thing to push myself on. I've also not really seen many painted versions of this guy, although I guess I haven't really looked around for them. So yeah, it would be fun to kind of go all out. I guess related to this brand, they have a, I believe, limited edition figure that they just released recently. It's like a fairy posed on a sword knife thing embedded in the ground. It's pretty neat. It's not really my thing, but I know some people like it. These paints are probably a little too thin right now. Yeah. Let's see. This weekend's probably just going to be a chill weekend in. Nothing too exciting. Definitely do my normal stream on Sunday. We'll just kind of keep working on this guy for a bit. And then I'm going to see how much of that Black Knight base I can get done. That'd be really cool if I could get that base done in the next week or so. So I can actually start painting it. But we'll see. Just checking out the lighting. Let's see. Backtracking to Rivenstone, I know that they're doing a demo at a local-ish board game cafe tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to make it to that one. I think we want to just keep it chilling not go out too much this weekend. But I'm going to try to go to maybe the other one, or one of the other ones that they're holding throughout the rest of the month. As my fat head gets in the way of the camera again. That way I can like see the game in person and see if it's something that looks fun. I used to play war games a little bit more, mostly X-Wing. I don't know. Part of me does miss it a bit, but also like I definitely like the hobbying part of things more than the gaming part. So, which I mean, X-Wing didn't have any, but that's because when I was playing X-Wing, I wasn't as into miniature painting. I do think we'll probably finally watch the Batman tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. I've heard good things. I like Pattinson, so it should be a good time. All right. Let's get a bigger brush. Oops. Is this brush leaving chunk or is this just bubbles? We'll find out. We'll find out. Hey, Sammy. I think so. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get to that tonight. I talked about it briefly last time, but I'm probably gonna try what like Sergio's been doing in like a lot of his time lapse videos and on his Patreon stuff, where he'll sketch it out with pencil and then paint over that, because that seems like a good little hack. um, but the main goal for tonight is at least get the main lighting and tones of the jacket sorted. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards now. Um, Like, I was going back and forth on like craziness, and like I remember when I first got this guy, I was like a gold jacket would be cool. So that's what I decided to just do after the stream. Um, oops, hello. Um, but yeah, so just doing that. I know people like the blue. I'm sorry. Blue did not seem very like crime bossy to me. Um, that's my reasoning, and I'm sticking to it. And yes, I know people were like, "Oh, what about the neon lights?" I know Crypt was hyped about neon lights, and I don't know. Well, I'm gonna keep this like little orange OSL in there. Thanks. Is this AWOL Nation as in the band or uh, unrelated? Yeah, I've been trying to experiment with color a lot more lately. So the last few projects we've been doing like different. Skip the song I was listening to. There we go. We've been doing different like undertone stuff. So this one started off with like a very blue undertone. You can still see it on his vest there. And then shot from the other side with an orange, which you can still see popping through in a couple places. Yeah, yeah. I never know which to stream under. Like I don't want to stream under Warhammer because like I don't paint Warhammer stuff too often. Ah, should I don't know. I haven't listened to them in a very long time, but I did like them a lot in college. So but yeah, when I'm browsing for people, yeah, litigate. Yeah. I was thinking about saying that, but I was like, oh, that's just so American, right? Also, the back's gonna look very messy. We're gonna like heavily airbrush the back because it's the back. But yeah, when I'm looking for like other mini streamers, um, I generally just look for the miniature figures tag, and that'll show me people that are in art and Warhammer and all that stuff. Yeah, what else is going on? There are a few good, I guess, again related to Broken Anvil and Rivenstone. 52 Miniatures on YouTube put a nice little video out today or yesterday, where he made a diorama promoting the thing. It was a fun little watch. I highly recommend it. I enjoy his stuff a lot. I'm glad that there is more miniature YouTubers who are not just like, let's be another Miniac, and they're trying something different. And I think 52 does a really good job of that. Like, not that there's anything wrong with Miniac or anything, but it's like we already have a bunch of those, right? Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the I like it. So if you go to Broken Anvil's website, their blog entries have the lore. The lore is pretty cool. Um, okay, if it's just the little diorama with the dwarf and the somethings humans. I don't remember what else was on it right now. Um, but yeah, I think the lore for Rivenstone is pretty cool. Apparently, they have some like TTRPG writer that's writing some of that. Yeah, so it's like post-apocalyptic magic, very similar to kind of like uh, Eberron in that regard. Eberron's kind of in a similar like people screwed up magic sort of thing, if I remember correctly. Um, but yeah, like I like the all the faction lore is really like not like super typical. I think the dwarfs are the most typical, but it still has kind of a fun twist where like basically they know that they're the only ones who like can like, so I guess high level lore there's like a magical, like all the magic from the world comes from this mineral called Rivenstone, the namesake of the game. Um, and basically there was a huge calamity because people kept misusing it and caused like a magic apocalypse to the environment essentially. Um, so the humans are the one that caused that because of course that's what we do. Um, but like the dwarves are like the most typical to like normal dwarf kind of stuff. Like they're very much like miners and stuff, but like they basically they want to like get control of the Rivenstone so that they can safely mine it for everyone and then sell it to everyone. So they're a little enterprising dwarves, I guess. The humans are, I don't know, typical terrible humans trying to do their own cocky thing. Uh, the orcs are like the good guys because they're basically like, yeah, no one can use this stuff properly, so we're going to stop everyone from using this. Um, and then I think my favorite, which works because the minis are also my favorite, is the undead and Hey Crypt. Um, so the undead lore is they were a band of humans that were trying to stop like the normal humans from, or like the other humans that like screwed everything up from doing their thing, and basically they got caught in a magical explosion thing and became cursed to be undead. So basically, they just want revenge against the humans that basically caused them to be in that state, and then they just want to die, like actually die. So it's not like the typical normal uh, undead like god kind of necromancer lore. Like they use necromancy because that's what they're stuck with now, and it's just a means to an end until like they can just die. So I thought that was neat. And the minis are cool. I like Broken Anvil style quite a bit. Um, yeah, it's got like a cool like Warcraft kind of style. So if that's your thing, it's good. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I'm very much like hobby first, gaming like distant second. Like so Kingdom Death's the thing that I paint quite a bit. But I haven't played the game a whole lot yet, just because I've been swamped with projects, and then Elden Ring came out, so that's been my gaming time. Um, but yeah, I appreciate good lore and well designed games. Um, and as I said before, I'm biased a little bit with Broken Anvil because they're local to me. I've I don't really have any desire to play Kill Team. I do have desire to like make a Kill Team. Like Roman Lapat, Joshua Lai, and someone else were doing like a Kill Team project on Massive Voodoo a while ago. Um, and yeah, like that just looks fun. Like Joshua Lai did like really cool conversions to make his like Space Wolves team. So he took I always try to remember the name and I always screw it up. So I'm just gonna say the Cloaky Space Marines with the sniper rifles. It's like infiltrators or something. Snipey Cape Boys, and he like made it like a wolf cloak and eliminators. There you go. And he took a wolf head from a I want to say it was an Age of Sigmar wolf, the one that the goblins are riding. I forget the name of the kit, but he took a wolf head from that and put it on the like Space Marine's head, so it looks like he has a wolf like cloak. It's really cool. Um, highly recommend looking it up. And Roland LaPlante put together a really cool team as well. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of plastic, it's really hard to beat Games Workshop. Like they got hips down to a science. Like it's, I would say their stuff is second to none. I think their designs are not always my cup of tea, and I think their sculpting uh, is a little busy at times, which can be not fun to paint. Um, I would say Kingdom Death's plastic is also pretty good. So here I'll grab. I have a waifu over here. So this is also hips plastic. Emphasis on the hips. Jokes. But this is from Kingdom Death. She's a little dusty at the moment, but they're pretty good high quality plastic as well. Um, what feels weird? Christmas waifu, yeah. Um, so one thing I'll preface with Kingdom Death is like it's a very certain aesthetic. The Kingdom Death plastic. But the gist of Kingdom Death, if you like Dark Souls and you like Berserk and you like that kind of stuff, it's very similar to that, but then throw in like anime stuff. Mm, I wouldn't go that far. It's not. It's definitely feels better than PVC. Um, but yeah, Kingdom Death. So they do plastic miniatures for most of their gaming content, but they also do some resin miniatures. So like they'll do 3D printed ones and they'll do cast ones. I have a cast one that I can show here. So this is cast resin that I painted a while ago, and then got her mounted up. I have Easter Aya on the way, so I can show you what she looks like. Cause Aya's great. Get that team. Which the kill team or something? Um, but yeah, so broken. So tying back to like quality of miniatures. Um, so far, all the stuff I gotten for Broken Anvil is resin, and they do a really good job of casting the resin. Um, like it's not Forge World kind of stuff. It's actually like good. But Rivenstone is going to be seal cast. Um, and seal cast is basically just a thermoplastic. So it's a plastic that you heat up and then you can inject it into a mold. And uh, the quality the pros of it are the molds that you use aren't huge steel molds that are really expensive to manufacture. They're like little vulcanized rubber molds, so they're able to manufacture them in house, um, but they can manufacture them much more quickly than resin. Sorry, brain fart. Uh, and the other nice thing about steel cast is it's a lot more durable than resin, and I would say even like a bit more durable than normal hips plastic. And the cleanup is like somewhere between PVC and hips plastic, so it's not as easy to clean up as hips plastic, but it's not as bad to clean up as um, Broken Anvil is using CO cast for Rivenstone and Dungeon Delvers whenever that ships. The profit chick from yeah, yeah, Kingdom Death pulls like aesthetic from all sorts of different things. So um, yeah, it's very much like dark fantasy kind of stuff. So it's all that similar kind of vibe. Oops. Oh, if you need me to repeat, Broken Anvil's using Cast for Rivenstone. Yeah, Broken Anvil. Yeah. Um, but yeah, if you're getting into the more hobby side of things, always happy to suggest stuff. I buy way too many minis, as people here know. I have two new ones sitting over to the side that we can take a look at if we want to. But I like painting all sorts of different scales. I find it fun to change things up. So right now we're painting a bust. So they have the STLs right now for their Patreon, but they have a Kickstarter going on. I can grab a link to it and just drop it into the chat so people can just look. They have some of the actual Seocast minis on there as well, so you guys can look at them. And I'm not sponsored by anyone. This is just me sharing this because I think it's cool. Yeah. So it's definitely like what I'll say is like the Rivenstone aesthetic is like a very particular aesthetic. If you don't like it, I mean, like that's fine. I like how the skeletons look a lot. It's very like medieval, like old PlayStation game. I think they're really cool. Rivenstone will be V2, yeah, and I have a V1 test mini from them. And like it's fine. Like it's very crisp. Cleanup was like not terrible, but like it wasn't as easy as hips or resin. But I think the coolest thing about Seocast is that it's recyclable. And it's all like non-toxic and everything. So that's nice. Like they can take, so when they cast the miniatures, they can take the excess sprues from the molds and like throw them in a grinder and then reuse that material, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. Yeah, it's very chunky. I like the chunky because it's fun to paint. It's a very Warcraft. Yeah. Kingdom Death. I can. So just a forewarning: Kingdom Death is not safe for work. I'll say that one more time. That it's not safe for work. So you have been warned. But Kingdom Death is like a hobby. I mean, the main page has the booba out in the open on the splash image. So, but yeah. Oh, earlier, Crypt, you were saying for $15 more you can get Echoes of Death. Echoes of Death 3 is really cool. I have that kit. I haven't put them together yet because I have too many minis. But like I can't say one way or the other which one's the right way to go. Like if you want minis for like games and stuff, Echoes of Death is cooler. Yeah, the knight is really cool from Echoes of Death. Here, you know what? We're gonna share our screen. Properties. There we go. Boop. Echoes of Death 3. Hey. So these ones are hips plastic, and they're cool stuff. I'm a big fan. Yeah, the Sword Lady's cool. I like the monk a lot too. So the reason why the Dark Paladin looks a little derpy is because she has like an actual like parasite in her head, so that's why she's walking funny. Like everyone thought it was weird at first, but it makes sense with the lore of it. But yeah, it's very much like a mixture of cheesecake and then horrifying monsters. So they got really cool knight guys, like this Gold Smoke Knight. And I recently got the core box and painted it all in January, so I was doing that on here, and it's all on my Instagram as well if you want to take a look at those. But the armor kits are garbage. I hate them. But the monsters are for fun. So the Dark Paladin has a brain parasite. Like that's her thing. But they have Mega Cheesecake and the pinups. Yeah. So again, not everybody's thing. I understand that. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. But yeah. But here, while we're distracted, other great brands, Black Crow. So these guys make resin miniatures, busts, and 75 mil. We painted lots of their stuff on stream. I like the aesthetic of Dark Souls a lot. I haven't liked a Dark Souls game until I started playing Elden Ring. But yeah, the casting on this boy, A+ stuff. Let me see if I can get it out without making a mess of paper strands. Yeah, the gameplay for Kingdom Death is like settlement management plus Monster Hunter plus Dark Souls. Yeah. It's a cool elf archer guy. I already came up with a color scheme I want to do for this guy when I get to him. That's not the typical elf archer color scheme of green. I bet you'll never be able to guess what I picked. It's probably very easy to guess. I mean, I got a cool barbarian guy, which I won't open, but he's fun. So, more fun projects that'll get to in a long time. So. Ooh, that's a good one. All the new vampires from Games Workshop are awesome. Nice. Oh no. Let's get out. There you are. Something went badoop, but I don't know if that was the music or something else. Oh, I think I just got a notification. Anyways. Yeah. Lots of good games. And then, as previously mentioned, just while we're talking about Kickstarters and things, the coming Kickstarter still going on. Good stuff. Because I said so. I don't know. So, gold is what we're going for. A goldish jacket. So remember the blue was just there for like interesting undertones, just to try something new. I know a lot of people like the blue. Yada yada yada. Um, but remember last stream we were debating for a while what to paint, and then I gave up, and then I turned off the stream, and then I sat there and stared at it for like an hour, and then I said, "Screw it, I'm gonna put gold on it," and that's where we go. Oh yeah, yeah. Flamboyant underworld person is kind of what I was imagining for this guy. Yeah. Yeah, look, there's some good ones that are less waifu in Kingdom Death, but yeah, totally understand. I just find it fun to paint a waifu every now and then. Um, yeah, the the creator of Kingdom Death is very much a big fan of Berserk. Um, like they rip off a lot from Berserk, as do most things. Paint this too thin there. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where'd you get your Guts Mini from? Was it like you know those like Klukva miniatures? Does a lot of those let's say IP adjacent miniatures. There's a 3D. Okay, cool. There's a 3D sculpting Patreon called Noom, I think. They do a lot of like 3D sculpts of stuff from various IPs. Not in the most like, it's definitely a like gray area legally, but like as far as things go, it's not the worst, in my opinion. Um, but they have like a bunch of cool like League of Legends ones, and I think they have a couple of Evangelion ones. Oh, nice. I didn't realize they did a guts. If you look around, tying two topics together, Broken Anvil, one of their earlier releases was like Rat Folk, and they had a rat in Berserker armor doing like the classic Berserk pose, like on the rocks and everything. Um, yeah, yeah. Like I know why they do it, because it's their business thing. But I don't know. I don't know, man. They even like limit like 3D printed parts and stuff now, right? Like, so even if you convert like a kit that you buy from them, it's not even allowed anymore, or is that not what the case is? Okay. Also, Crypt, didn't Kill Team make it so like you're locked into set rosters or something now, so it's less customizable? Or did I mess that up as well? I don't know. I have not been keeping up with GW stuff too much lately, to be perfectly honest. I did see the new Damon prints they released this morning or yesterday morning, and my God, is that one ugly piece of crap. A face that not even a mother could love. Yeah. I can't tell if it's just like a bad paint job or a bad sculpt or both or what. It's just not good. I did not read Reddit. Someone just posted that in Discord, and I was like, that's terrible. Oh, the sculpt is way better than the old one? Oh, God. Hello, Aradesh. Welcome to the stream. I have not seen the old one, no. If it's, let's see. I've probably seen very early 2000s GW minis, but I don't remember any of them because like going into the local GW store when I was a kid, and then my parents being like, "This is too expensive," and I was like, "Oh, sad." 2 a.m. You see here we'll see. I think the new one's on Warhammer Community, right? Yeah, I do like so. I do like that GW does like weird fantasy stuff with like Age of Sigmar. I think 40k is largely very boring outside of Necromunda. I think Necromunda is really cool. Like they have like I like the new fleas they have coming out. That stuff's great. Do more weird stuff. But 10,000 grim dark factions that all look the same. No, thank you. But weird elves riding friggin' as they drop it. Good job. And he was glued. Okay, well, that makes it easier to paint now. I think I just super glued that anyways. I did that on purpose. So, yeah, I like the weird elves. Good stuff. I didn't super glue that. I don't know what I did. Anyways, that's the problem for future me. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It broke cleanly. It's good. It broke out where it glues. So I just did a bad job of gluing it. Yeah, I like the Lumineth. I like the vampires. It's all good stuff. Anyways, here I was just going to pull up these two demons so we can both gawk at them together. Hopefully this is. Let's just double check. I want that. Okay, here's the. Here, can I open this in new tab? Here's the new boy. Let's see, can we zoom in? Can we enhance? There we go. New boy. Old boy. I don't know. I don't know if the new one's better. The new one has more stuff going on, sure, but I don't think that makes it better. But I guess the wings are cooler. I don't know. I'm just gonna say they're both not for me and move on with my life. Yeah. But that's my main gripe with GW is just they're just like, let's just put more shit on them, right? And at a certain point that's just not fun to paint. Right? Yeah, old head, new body would be the way to go. I agree with that. I do have a few GW minis. I like the Underworld warbands typically, so I have like the Nurgles and I have the Chaos Warrior warband that came out a year or so ago. And then I have that Lumineth that I just threw on the floor. And then I have Sigvald. Because he got them chaps on. Got that booty. Good stuff. Yeah, the new I mentioned earlier, like the new Necromunda stuff is A+. Like the Krieg are okay. They're fine. Yeah, largely 40k, like outside of Necromunda is just not for me. It's not my aesthetic. Though I do have some Space Marines. I have the Eliminators. Right. I painted one of them. I don't know if I'm ever going to paint the rest. I might. Try to do a diorama or something. Oh wait, I mean I'm lying. I also have the Dominion box sitting in my closet because I like Stormcast because I am, as Script has said, he's a simple man who likes power armor. I'm a simple man. I like plate armor. Plate armor and cloaks. Sign me up. Cleric is my default class in tabletop RPGs, so or cleric or paladin. So Stormcast is like an easy pick for me. Okay, I think we're gonna do a little airbrushing here. Yeah, as far as like Space Marine aesthetic goes, I do like the Space Wolves. Since I keep mentioning it here, I'm just gonna pull it up because I want to make sure you people see it. Let me see if I can find it real quickly. Joshua Lie. Oh wait, actually that was it, I think. Yes. just pop this open. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the website Massive Voodoo, of course the title is cut off. There we go. If you're not familiar with the website Massive Voodoo, it's a website run by like Roman Lapat, who's a very talented painter. They have a whole bunch of tutorials on all sorts of things available for free. Highly recommend going and checking it out. But last year before last, they were doing this Kill Team project. And this is Joshua Lies, so he did Space Wolves. They were like doing all sorts of crazy conversions and stuff, and here's the one that I was talking about. So, took an eliminator, put the Snarl Beast, is that right? Snarl Fang head on it, and then did some cool conversion stuff. And the paint job's not here, but let me see if I can find the paint job real quickly. I wish I could sculpt too, but you just gotta start trying it. Here. So there's one of his boys. If you're not familiar with Joshua outside of this, he does all sorts of like cool little. This is the one I was looking for a long time ago. Anyways, he does like all sorts of cool little adorable dioramas and such. I love it. I think he painted the rat guy that Sammy mentioned earlier. Maybe not. Anyways, here's the painted version of that conversion. It's awesome. Like that's what would excite me about playing Kill Team, is like making my own personalized little group. I think that would be fun. But from what I know, it sounds like that's not really what Kill Team does anymore. Yep. Yeah, so for people who are just tuning in, speaking of sculpting in practice, this is what I've been working on off stream. This is a diorama for a Kingdom Death stuff for a commission that I'm working on. So just to show you that Kingdom Death is not all waifus and booba. Here, I'll get these guys on here. So this is a diorama of the Black Knight and his squires and Percival. Kingdom Death takes a lot of like stuff again from Berserk and like Camelot and Arthurian legends and stuff like that. Ow, as I bump into my table. But yeah. No. It's more than just waifus. Like so like I like to paint the waifus and stuff every now and then because it's fun to just like, I don't know, paint some cheesecake, right? But my favorite part of Kingdom Death is the knights. I think the knights are really cool. So been slowly chipping away at this for a while now, but like this week's finally made a decent amount of progress, so I'm happy. Got it. Okay, I guess it makes it easier for getting into it, but like us customizations. Yin and yang. Yeah, I'm gonna assume you saw Genuine's version, Genuine Vision, because he just painted it recently, and he did a really cool diorama of it as well. That's the Black Knight. There's cool lore around the Black Knight and Percival in Kingdom Death. I think it's cool, at least. Space Marines don't have anything. Shock. I know there's drama around the new Horus Heresy, or drama, people being mad that it's plastic for some reason or whatever. I don't know, people are weird. Apparently, I know some people were like upset that it's plastic. Which seems like a silly thing to get upset about. Because Forge World resin's not great. Yeah, I think the majority of people are excited that it's plastic. But apparently there's some old sticks in the mud that are unhappy. Yep. We're going to airbrush a lot, so actually I'm going to put on my mask for a little bit. So that would be hard to understand, so sorry about that. Nice. Okay. Oh, I already used all that up. Whoops. I need more. Yeah, so for anyone who's here for the first time, my general process lately has been sketch things out with the hairy brush, and then, yes, I am Bane. I was born in the dark. Anyways, and then I generally blend with the airbrush, so do like thin glazes with the airbrush. And that's just because it saves a lot of time. So this is a Awada HPBH. I think it has a 0.2 needle. I will also use an Awada HPCS Eclipse, which has a 0.3 needle. So this I'll use for like bigger stuff like my zenithals, my varnishing, my priming. You can see I did not do a good job cleaning it up the last time I used it. Which is why it's a little gummy. I'm stupid. This one I like to use for more detail work. It has this little adjustment here so I can adjust the air pressure if I need to very finely. Let's make it really close for more detail stuff. I could definitely get away with the eclipse for what I'm doing right now. But yeah, so I use really, really, really thin paints when I'm using this one. So the goal is really just to glaze over stuff. Okay. There's a license splotches there, but it's the back. It's okay. So we're going to now get a little bit of highlight color. Yeah. Is airbrushing 8? Marco is crazy with the airbrush. I'm not quite there yet. Yep. Okay. I'm debating like how much I want this other side to pop up. Just because like the light's coming from this way. So it's kind of darker and less refined at the moment. I think we will swap out the color. Yeah, Sergio is definitely a big inspiration for trying this stuff out. Yep. Yeah, Sergio makes a point of saying like he hates glazing with the brush. He does like all his glazing with the airbrush. And it's just fuck wild. Yeah, he has I think this airbrush as well, so you can control things to get very very close, and he's got a very delicate figure, and he's got his ratios all figured out. So I still get like spider webbing and pooling every now and then if I try stuff like that. But it's all about practice. So the only way you're gonna be able to do that is if you try it, right? Speaking of, slipped up there, got a little bit too much, but it'll be okay. Alright, let's stop airbrushing for a second, so let's get this cleaned up. See if the room will air out by the time we're done cleaning this up. Okay. Alright. So he's a little bit more smoothed out. There's some stuff patches there, here and there that I want to touch up a little bit more. But that is a good starting place, at least. What is? We'll figure that out later, I guess. There we go. Now we're focused again, because stupid head probably got in the way. I'm gonna just hair dry him real quickly, and that's just to like help everything dry that we just airbrushed on. I am muted. Thank you very much. I was just saying I don't know how much longer I want to paint. Because it's a little after midnight now. But I think we'll be doing some touch-ups on stuff. Sorry, my dog is slurping water in the other room. I'm trying to figure out if he's out of water or not, based on how sad his slurps sound. No worries. Yeah, normally I'll have music playing as well, which makes it, I guess, easier for people to tell if it's on there or not, or me muted. I don't know, I figured I would try no music today and see what people think. And that also allows me to listen to something besides DMCA free chill pop stuff. Oops, there goes my head again. Yeah. What I might try to do actually is get whatever pattern I want to do traced out before the stream. That way we can just paint. That would probably be a good idea. Let's touch up this other side a bit more. There is a hair on my model. Okay, we'll get that in a second. Should that hair off before we forget about it. Nope. Why do you not want to come off, Mr. Hare? Okay, fun. I guess it got glued in there when I was messing with the model, with the cigarette probably. Good enough. Okay. Back to our regularly scheduled painting. Okay. Just give him a look over, seeing what I want to change before we start thinking about patterns and such. I think patterns will. I think this is like a good enough base to do patterning over. Yeah. Okay. I think we will wrap up there before anyone tries to raid us, hopefully. Yeah, so shorter stream today because I started way too late. I usually try to start a bit earlier, but I've been bad about it for a while now. So, yeah, so Sunday I will stream again. That one is an earlier stream. I usually start in the afternoon. My time in the Pacific, so it's like 3 Pacific is usually when I start. Yeah, so we'll keep working on this guy. Probably keep working on his suit. Unless I'm not feeling up for it, then we'll probably do his metal bits or something like that. Yeah. So, I hope you all had fun. Something's happening. New follower. Thank you, AWOL Nation, for giving me the follow. Yes, I'll see you next time. Yeah, so just like normal streaming, I try to at least stream on Sundays and Fridays. Lately, I've been throwing in either Monday or Tuesday as well, just depending on how I'm feeling. Yeah. So let's go find someone to raid. Let's see if there's anyone online still. JT Stark's online, and there's Scotty49. And I'm getting an ad. That's lovely. Love it when I get an ad. Let's see if there is. Let's see. Let's pop those open so we can see what they're working on. And let's look at miniature figures. Not a whole lot of people on right now. Yeah, JT's doing his Marvel stuff. Or Marble stuff, not Marvel. And I'm not getting previews for a lot of these things, so that's helpful. Okay. Well, what is Scotty49 doing? Oh, that's an ad. I was like, this is a really weird stream setup. Chill stream's always good. As long as it's like hobby tangential, then I'm for going there. I try to keep it in hobbies. Oh well. Music's good too. We can change it up and do music. Okay, this guy's not doing painting. Yeah, there's not really anyone on painting right now, huh? Okay. What's the chill music stream? Because I got nothing. And sorry everyone. It always takes me forever to raid. Hey man music. Let's check this out. Don't give me another ad Twitch. I see piano. Okay, this is cool. We're gonna go raid this. Music's a hobby. I do music. It's good. Anyways, thank you very much to all the new people who stopped by and chatted and hung out. Hope to see you around again. And I hope you have a nice weekend or rest of your weekend, depending on where you are in the world. Yeah, I play. It's not set up right now, but I play clarinet and I have some synthesizer stuff that I mess around with every now and then. Yeah, we're gonna go raid. So, bye. I think that worked. We're gonna end the stream.